Hello and welcome along to another video. Today I'm over on my allotment and I will be planting out some small lamb's lettuce seedlings which I planted as seeds back in October-November time. Then I pricked them out about 3 or 4 weeks later. They were always a little bit slow at this time of year in germinating. I managed to get them germinated fine in the propagator, pricked them out, and now they've grown into quite good plants, so I'm going to plant them out into my second hoop house. I made this a couple of weeks ago. I also took the opportunity to actually raise the bed that the hoop house sort of sits over on the top of. So I've raised the bed and I've made a hoop house across the top of it. It's 310 millimeters long. And because it's so long, it would be just too much to have one hood, if you will. So I've made 2 hoods, and the same on my hoop house over the way there. That's in two parts as well. So you can just go in and work one half of it without having to lift a huge big hood. Anyway, so lamb's lettuce, nice. Lettuce that you come across in lots and lots of mixed bags of lettuce when you buy them from the supermarket, and it's the ones that look like the little bunches of clover that sort of sit in there. It's a great lettuce for this time of year. It survives quite well and goes through the winter. So in my other hoop house I'll have the endive, a little bit of loose leaf still in there, some radicchio and some mizuna. That's all still growing quite well over there, and I'm going to start picking the leaves off that. This will join, and together with a little bit of iceberg, I suppose I'll buy from the supermarket, will make up our lettuce from now until spring, when the summer stuff starts to come through. So let's get on and plant out some lamb's lettuce. I'm now just taking out the lamb's lettuce from the tray, and again, because the seeds, the root system isn't quite, it's fairly well established there, but it's not completely filling the pot. They are a little bit tricky to sort of get out, and as you can see there, the soil tends to just fall away a little bit, so you have to be very careful. But they've all developed a fairly reasonable root system, which will help them on the way. And again, because this soil is fairly loose anyway, just drop one in there. Again, I'm giving a good spacing because I've got the space. And 4 across here. So, lamb's lettuce, in you go. This is the first hoop house that I built, and I planted out some Radicchio, some Mizuna and some spring cabbage. Although the spring cabbage seems to have been quite nibbled quite a bit. The Radicchio is still looking good. The Mizuna is looking very good, so I'll start to pick a few leaves off that one. And over in the other part of the I've got some loose leaves still coming, and over on the other side I've got the endive. It's looking a little bit tired in places, but once the heart of the lettuce starts to come through and get a little bit bigger, I'll start to pick out some of the leaves right from the centre and leave some of the bigger older leaves from the outside. They tend to get a little bit bitter, but the ones right in the centre will be fine. I'll talk to you about my plums. Right, about 7 years ago I planted 2 plum trees on the allotment, and I have to say they've been a little bit of a disaster. I planted them out, and then it took a few years for them to sort of get themselves established, and it also took a few years for anything to happen with them. There were plenty of flowers on, but once the fruits or once the flowers had been pollinated, then the fruits would develop, and before they would have chance to ripen, the wasps and the bugs and the heebie-jeebies had all got inside, and the plums that I have had off here have been of poor quality. So this is going to be my next job. This is going to be my after Christmas job. I always like to find something hard to do after Christmas, once we've been eating and drinking a bit too much than we normally do. So I'm going to dig out the 2 plum trees. I've given them a good go. I wasn't able to prune them at the right time this year, because what I really wanted to do was to give them one more prune, a really good hard prune this year, just to see if they would book themselves up for next year. But for various family reasons I wasn't able to get to them towards the end of the summer, which is the best time to prune plum trees. So I missed that deadline, so they're all looking a little bit straggly and a little bit sort of overgrown at the moment, and they don't look very pretty. So after Christmas I'm going to chop them back and cut them out. I've got better things to do with the size of the bed that they are currently taking up. So plum trees coming out.